How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez and Filthy Tom Lawler here on Filthy 4 Daily. It is February 8, 2017, figure4online.com/wrestlingobserver.com. We have a lot of stuff to talk about here today, including the beginning of a long journey, which could end at any time. Total Divas. Starting with Show 1, Season 1, Episode 1. What were we thinking?
I don't know. This was your idea, actually.
That wasn't. It was your idea.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was your idea to review Total Divas, and then we decided, okay, well, which one should we watch? And nobody could come up with a good answer, so I just figured, what the hell, start at the beginning. We'll go through all of them.
Nobody could come up with a good answer. That was plenty of people's answers. That's why I figured.
Okay, well, that's not my fault then. I'm listening to the will of the people like I always do.
I also suggested Total Bellas because it's shorter, and if this just sucks, then we could stop there, since it's kind of like a spin-off on its own.
Well, if this just sucks, we can just stop and then do Total Bellas.
Oh, no, but then people would be clamoring for us to get through the full season.
We can make it through the full season. I've reviewed all of these before, now that I'm watching them back, so...
Hey, here's the other thing, Brian. You always say, you're the last person watching TNA, right? Lucha Underground has way less viewers than TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't I hear you saying that?
Well,
to Vinny, hey, we're the two last people watching
the
Lucha
big difference,
Underground.
and really,
us and Dr. Lucha.
Listen, until about 3 months ago,
Jim and Virginia, just the female matches,
which, by the way, was right around the time that Pentagon faced 3 women, and I flipped my lid on the show, and I had to hear blowback from like 3 guys. Turns out I was right. The reality is, yeah, there were more people watching Impact, but you know what? I got way more feedback on the website and on all of the shows about Lucha Underground than I ever got about TNA. So, that's why it got coverage. Now, nobody watches Lucha Underground anymore. So, honest to God, I don't know if we're going to watch it when it comes back. We probably will because I paid for it. Gotta get my damn money's worth. But really, I mean, nobody talks about Lucha Underground anymore either. It totally fell off a cliff. But those first 3 seasons, doesn't matter that less people were watching it in terms of actual viewership numbers. For our website, there were way more people watching it than were watching Impact. That's just a fact. I hate to bring facts into this. Accurate facts, real facts.
We need like a F4W facts video like there is for the Rumble.
Hey, we could do it. I'm sure the board would jump right on it.
How long has the website been in existence?
2005.
2005. So there's right there, 12 years in existence.
There's 12 years worth of facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next year we'll have outlived Dixie Carter's TNA, I think.
Which audio guest has the most eliminations? They've eliminated the most subscribers in history.
Oh man. I mean, it would have to be me, right?
Well, it could be Semper Vivi.
I mean, I think it's the other way around. I've added the most, but...
Yeah, well, I'm saying who has eliminated the most.
It's a good question. It's a good question. All right, let's start with SmackDown.
But you don't have an answer?
No, I have no idea. Nobody emails me and says, hey, I quit because of Tom.
People don't give you feedback on why they quit. They just quit anonymously.
Well, what happens,
out.
honest to God,
Suckers.
Honest to God, in the last 12 years, when people claim they're quitting, it's always on the board. They vow they'll never be back. They're so angry at something or this or that or whatever. And the next thing you know, they're back. And sometimes, usually they're back under the exact same name. But sometimes there's a poster and it's like, this geek sounds familiar.
Who's this IP Freely guy?
But anyway, I can go and find out the previous usernames they've used, and it's like, oh, look who's back. What a shocker. But the people that just quit, they don't email you. They're gone.
Wait, Shocker's on the board?
Not that shocker.
Oh.
I got other shockers on the board.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you've been involved in plenty of shockers.
SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown Live from Seattle, Washington on 2/7/2017.
That reminds me, Raw's coming to Vegas for this Jericho-Kevin Owens thing. Are you going?
I'll be there. It's going to be the first date for my girlfriend and I in 2 years.
You've got to be kidding me.
I promise you.
Your first date in 2 years is going to SmackDown?
She got the tickets.
Wow.
It's Raw, not SmackDown.
Raw, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Which yesterday we're watching SmackDown, and she goes, "Oh well," she just kind of walked by. I was like, "Oh, so Kane's not going to be there? Nope. John Cena's not going to be there? Nope. Nikki Bella's not going to be there? Nope." She's like, "I wish we were going to SmackDown." Look at that.
See, you guys should have came up here. I'd have taken you to SmackDown. I had 2 extra tickets.
Yeah, I just came back from a whatever you want to call it, bachelor party. I don't think I was getting out of the town again.
Man,
so quickly.
Pauline is a fan of Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
I better temper my criticism today.
I don't have that much criticism, actually. I'd have less criticism of Total Divas when we get to that. But let's move on to SmackDown. So Daniel Bryan comes out to start off the show, and what I would call a shocking turn of events. This guy was over huge. He said that last time he was here in Seattle, home, he was forced to retire. He then cuts a promo about being thankful for certain things, including upcoming fatherhood and putting on the best SmackDown shows that he can as the GM. This brings out the Miz and Maurice, who interrupt Daniel Bryan. Miz says he does not understand why Daniel Bryan's even still around. He can't wrestle. The only thing he's qualified to do is go be a stay-at-home dad, to which I thought, that's a pretty damn good job.
That's a hell of a job.
Yeah, it's the best. Daniel Bryan then said, look, not being able to wrestle never stopped you from getting in the ring, Miz. Gets a huge yes chant from the crowd. Miz tries to shut him up, but Baron Corbin comes out. Baron Corbin, in a very wooden manner, told Miz that he talks too much. Brian, could you see Geppetto on his back while this was going on, or no?
You know, it's funny. He came out. I'm the guy that's always positive about Baron Corbin. Everybody else hates the guy. And even I was like, God damn, this promo sucks, dude.
He said like 5 words, too, and it was awful. You talk too much. So
Daniel.
Miz tries to get Corbin to work with him together at the chamber to take out the faces. Corbin's not into that, wants to beat up the Miz right now. Miz looks to Daniel Bryan for help, but Daniel Bryan very sarcastically says, no, Corbin, please do not punch the Miz in the face right now. That would be so bad. Then Dean Ambrose comes out, says that Miz looks like a shoe in the outfit that he was wearing. Some other horrible comedy lines. And then AJ Styles came out. And AJ Styles says that he's beaten all 3 guys already. The crowd was going nuts for him. AJ tries to tell him to be quiet, but then kind of just gave up and said the only thing that he cares about is that world title, and he's going to get the belt back in the Elimination Chamber. They all started bickering, and then Daniel Bryan made a Fatal 4-Way match that was coming up next.
This was so phony watching live. It was like hilariously phony.
Like forever.
A guy comes out to talk about his retirement, and then dudes start coming out. It leads to a match that takes up a half hour of the program. This would never happen in real life.
Yeah. I was looking at my notes and I was like, there was nothing on this show. Holy shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of downtime here on this show.
I didn't realize it.
But there were 3 good matches in that downtime, including this opener right here.
I fell asleep watching it, so it's kind of...
Aside from Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, the most over babyface of all of the people out here in this segment. More so than Dean Ambrose. But he's a bad guy. And then he lost to your boy Baron Corbin.
AJ is not a bad guy. I don't care what they try to have him come off as. I mean, what does he do that's heelish?
Nothing. He tells the fans to shut up when they chant his name. That's about it.
He just tells the truth about everything. Look, he's beaten all 3 of these guys. One-on-one, no doubt. I mean, guy's awesome. But you already know that, so I don't know why I'm telling you. So we have Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose versus The Miz. It's a good match. There were a couple spots here that irked me, I would say. During the yes kick spot with The Miz, he had Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles down on the mat. And Dean Ambrose looked like he wanted to be anywhere but in that ring. He didn't even flail his arms and sell any of these kicks. He just sat there on his knees looking at The Miz as The Miz did his taunt before the kicks. That was an awful spot.
Dude, you should have seen the main event when these guys wrestled each other and no cameras were on. Oh, it's horrible.
I heard all about it, actually.
Yeah.
Listening to you and Vinny.
I couldn't even do it justice.
Vinny couldn't tell that Heath and Rhino were baby faces.
I knew you were going to be all over him.
Well, come on.
I knew it.
You can't tell when there's a huge "We Want Rhino" chant during the match. You couldn't tell they were baby faces.
Well, to be fair, I did have people tweeting me during the show thinking they were chanting "We Want Tyler."
They may have at a different point. Were Tyler Breeze and Fandango, did they get cheered when they came out? That's my question.
Nah, they just kind of came out. Like, all the geeks came out at once, and the crowd was just like, man, look at all these geeks.
No way.
Yeah.
They didn't even get separate entrances?
Well, they got their... I mean, I swear to God, I can't remember who it was, but there was one multi-person match where literally they didn't even get a quarter of the way down the aisle before they stopped his music and started playing the next guy's music. And it may have been the Fashion Police.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty cool. Tower of Doom spot. With Baron Corbin getting the better of it, power bombing the other guys out of the corner. Miz hit the Daniel Bryan knee for a near fall on AJ Styles. Dean Ambrose then hit his bulldog and clothesline combination move on Miz and Styles. Took out Baron Corbin with a very fast running suicide dive. He came inside the ring and hit the diving elbow drop onto Corbin as well, I believe. AJ Styles broke it up, hit the phenomenal forearm on The Miz. Maurice pulls The Miz. Then this allows Baron Corbin to hit the end of days on AJ Styles for the clean victory, 1, 2, and 3.
Sweeteroonie. It was a good match. Wasn't a great match. Watching it live, I don't know. It probably was better on television.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know. It was fine.
That was fine.
There were some spots.
There were definitely some spots.
So there wasn't much work in the crowd and slow holds being applied, however. Then we had a commercial for the Elimination Chamber, and they also plugged the contract signing for later on tonight. Then the dual contract signing between Alexa Bliss versus Naomi and Becky Lynch versus Mickie James, I may add. We then had the split screen Nikki Bella and Natty interview that was fucking nauseating. And I don't want to talk about it unless you do, Brian.
I'm going to say something that I didn't say last night because I'm trying not to repeat everything I said on the show, but we watched Total Divas.
Yeah.
The first episode. It aired in 2013, right?
Yep.
It's 2017. Correct me if I'm wrong. Show's been on the air 4 years now.
Yep.
Now, we'll see where it goes, but let me tell you something. I say this with all due respect. Nikki Bella, on that show, Total Divas, came off as such a gold digger and a woman who only was where she was because she was dating John Cena. So, if you've been watching that show, you've seen that now for 4 years, and then her character has to come on TV and try to tell us that that's all bullshit. That none of that's true. That her being in the position she's in has nothing to do with her look, her body, or who she's dating. It's ridiculous. And she's the babyface. Natalya got the biggest pop of the whole segment when she said that she could be with John if it weren't for whatever. I forget the whole line, but I just know she said, I could be with John, or I'd be with John. And everyone goes, ah, after sitting there comatose for this entire segment. How can you not play Tom Phillips over the ring, over the intercom gimmick? Like, how? They just all of a sudden are on the screen, and they're saying hi to Tom, and then there's deadly silence. And then they start yelling at each other.
Are you sure they weren't talking to me? Like, hey, Tom.
They may have been. I don't know what Tom they were talking to. I couldn't hear. This was very bad, but I laughed the whole time. I'm just sitting there laughing. I'm looking at the people. I'm laughing some more. I'm like, I can't believe what I'm seeing with my own two eyes right here.
They said less than like Bray Wyatt does in his interviews.
That's hard to do.
Like, you're so fake. You're a disgrace to your family. You're a disgrace to, you can't wrestle. It wasn't like they actually had any substance except for the Natty being with John Cena line.
And then I cannot remember, I didn't take notes, but Nikki says something like, oh, you want the truth? You want the real truth? All right, I'll give you the truth. And I'm like, okay, here we go. She goes, truth is, you're just a good wrestler. And I'm like, that's the truth?
Yeah.
That's the big insult here? You're nothing but a wrestler? That's who you came up with? Oh, my. It was bad. But I laughed. I enjoyed myself. I had a great time watching this on the big screen.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
It was awful. Almost just as awful was our next match between Apollo Crews and Dolph Ziggler.
Dude. Mm-hmm. I saved all of this for today.
Go for it.
Dolph Ziggler.
No, hold on. I'll recap the match very quickly.
No. It's part of my spiel.
Right. Okay. Go.
Did you see everyone's entrances, or were they just in the ring after commercial?
Oh, well, Dolph Ziggler came out and did his babyface entrance.
Okay.
Shaking his ass, wearing his St. Ed's wrestling sweatshirt, because that's a big-time heel move. You wear your high school sweatshirt out to the ring.
This guy comes out.
Maybe if you're Al Bundy, that's a bet.
And I took one look at him, and I was like, this guy's so over this. Like, he's just so over it. He just came out, and he went to the ring. He did a little ass shaking or whatever. Gets in the ring for his match with Apollo Crews. And honest to God, I swear on a stack of Bibles, he gets in that ring and I just thought, there's just going to be something I just know it. I just know some calamity is about to occur. And sure as shit, they do one fucking spot. He tunes up the band exactly like Shawn Michaels. He goes for a super kick. He gets rolled up and pinned. I fucking burst out laughing. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. This guy cannot win a match to save his life. He finally turns heel, and he's won one match and lost every single other one. Am I wrong? Have I forgotten one match he's won other than that one match with Kalisto? And then, well, the guy got pinned. Now he's got to do something dastardly. What dastardly thing could he do? Well, let's grab a chair and start waffling the guy. So he beats the guy up with the chair. Everybody cheers, and they chant one more time. Then Kalisto or whoever comes out. He beats this dude down with the chair.
Or it was Kalisto.
Whoever it was. He beats on this dude with the chair. And here's the whole thing. Do you remember on Raw when all of the geeks end up outside in the Cruiserweight match and Neville sets up for the dive to end all dives at the end of this train wreck, and he hits the ropes with a head of steam and then he just stops?
Yep.
And everybody boos because he's a fucking heel? This son of a bitch is hitting guys with chairs, and the crowd's cheering, because it's just the worst babyface booking or heel booking or whatever you've ever seen in your life. The crowd chants one more time. All he's got to do is raise the chair and then put it down, and he will get booed. What does this fucking guy do? He gives them one more chair shot, and they pop, and they cheer. And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Every time I think they've peaked with Dolph Ziggler, it gets worse. It's mind-blowing. It has to be by design, by a genius.
I think he's getting over more.
Oh, yeah.
As a babyface.
Yeah, he's more over as a babyface now as a heel than he was as a babyface. That's amazing.
But I mean, whatever. I got nothing to say about it.
Every week.
After that.
Every week. Proceed.
All right. So we had the Black History Month video introduced by David Otunga, honoring Rosa Parks. Very nice video. Dolph Ziggler's walking backstage, and Daniel Bryan comes up to him and asks if he's going to throw a temper tantrum every match that he loses. Ziggler says, look, I could beat either one of those guys by myself anytime I want. Which
Dude, no, you can't.
I strongly question.
I just watched it.
Yeah. Well, no, but he didn't want to. He wanted to beat him with a chair because that's more fun. He said he could even beat both those guys at the same time. So, Daniel Bryan, of course, did the smart thing and booked Dolph Ziggler in a 2-on-1 handicap match this Sunday against Apollo Crews and Kalisto. I bet Dolph Ziggler wins.
Dude, it doesn't matter if he wins. He's going to go in and be a babyface because he's one man facing two dudes, and they're both going to be booed.
How bad do you have to feel if you're Apollo Crews and Kalisto?
Oh, my God.
Like, ugh. Especially after this next match, so. Or, well, there's a contract signing in between, which we'll go over right now. So we have the dual contract signing for the women's title match and also the match between Becky Lynch and Mickie James. Renee Young is in the ring to introduce the 4 contestants here. And Mickie James takes the mic and essentially tells Renee to hit the bricks. Cuts a promo about the women's revolution being built on her back and all the work she's done in the past. Becky then takes the mic, and I thought she cut a damn good promo. And then Alexa took the microphone. Alexa also had a very nice promo. The crowd began to chant at Alexa that she was a troll because Becky had earlier referred to her as a troll. Alexa took offense to that, of course. She also, during the segment, pretended as if she didn't know who Naomi was, and that she would surely defeat her on Sunday. Naomi took the mic, said that she's beat her twice already. She wants to be the champion at WrestleMania, and she's going to keep snatching her bald. So she signed the contract, kicked Alexa in the head. The women started brawling, and Naomi took out Alexa and Mickie with a dive to the outside. Onto the heels, who were also wearing heels. And that's all I can think about as I saw Naomi set up, is that one of these girls is going to blow out their knee in these big high heel shoes, trying to catch her. But alas, it seems as if all the lasses are safe.
Yeah, it was fine. It was just hard because when you're sitting...
Because Alexa was there?
Well, no, we were sitting in the crowd, and we'd seen one match, and then like 9,000 segments with a 1-minute match in the middle of it, and now they were just out there talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Wasn't bad. It was just, we were itching for some action.
Well, you got it in the next match.
Sure did. With
the Ascension, the Usos, and the Vaudevillains taking on Heath Slater and Rhino, the top heel team, as Vinny would let you know on SmackDown, and American Alpha and Breezango.
You know, a lot of stuff in wrestling that you can be negative about, as I have been here and there. But when these 12 total geeks, they're all portrayed as such geeks, including the champions, American Alpha. They're all geeks on SmackDown. They came out here in a geek, nothing happening, 12-man tag team match. And they worked their asses off, and they got the crowd into the match. They got the crowd going crazy for the match. And they end up having a really, really good match. And I was like, that was awesome professional wrestling right there. Honestly, aside from maybe that match with the cruiserweights on 205 Live, I mean, in some ways, I like this more than the Orton-Cena match, and I like this more than the opener. They played the crowd like a fiddle between Rhino and the fact that I cannot even believe the Ascension got the win. They haven't gotten a win since, I think it was like September of 2016 was the last time they got a win. Also in a multi-person match.
9/27/2016.
Look at that, September 27.
Previous to that, their closest win was a year ago today. So they sandwiched one win in between. Apparently February 7th and 8th are their days.
Hey, listen, as somebody noted on Twitter, they're the masters of the multi-man match. That's their gimmick.
Yeah.
You put these men in a multi-man match, they're going to shine.
Especially if if they team with the Usos, and on the other team is American Alpha and Heath Slater and Rhino. Let's take a look and see. Their last match before that, that they won. Boy, oh boy, that's an interesting one. It was the Ascension of Connor and Victor defeating the team of Damian Sandow and Fandango.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
I don't even remember that team. Huh. Also, a year ago, they were a part of the Cosmic Wasteland. How quickly things have changed.
That's true.
Yep. All right, so We haven't even gone over the match, have we? On commentary, Mauro Ranallo put over the fact that American Alpha were big Kurt Angle fans. Interesting. Perhaps Mike Sempervive will have something to say on the subject on your show on Wrestling Observer Live.
Maybe he will.
I'd listen, but you know, I don't really want to hear his voice. So
wow.
Yeah. Anyways, go Patriots. So during the match, as I mentioned earlier, the crowd was going nuts for Rhino. The heel team started bickering amongst each other. This allowed Heath Slater, who they had the heat on, to make the hot tag. Rhino came in, ran wild. There was a big brawl that ensued. Everybody's in the ring. Jordan and Gable, American Alpha, take over. Jordan launches Gable over the top with a belly to belly over the top onto everybody. Rhino hits the gore on Connor, who is starting to grow out his chest hair, I believe. And then Victor comes off the top rope with it's tough to tell from the camera angle, I think it was a missile knee for the win. Their third win in the last year. Congratulations to the ascension of Victor and Connor. Connor looking all carved up.
All carved up, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. What's next?
I believe that they made the Randy Orton and Luke Harper match official for the weekend.
That's right.
And JBL claimed that their rivalry gives new meaning to the word sibling rivalry. And I now question, are we supposed to believe that they are actual brothers? What?
I don't know. Hey, this is why I'm so glad I didn't hear the commentary.
It's no good.
No.
So then we had John Cena taking on Randy Orton in a non-title match, the potential WrestleMania main event here live on SmackDown in Seattle. Daniel Bryan, you know what? Honestly, all they had to say, Daniel Bryan could have said, look, this is my hometown. I made this match because I love you guys. That would have made a lot more sense than just making the match. Right?
It would have.
That could have skirted around your whole problem with it.
Well, yeah. But still, it doesn't make any sense. The guy didn't get a championship match. He pinned the champion last week. I mean, how do you pin the champion in a tag match and not get a title shot? That's ridiculous.
You got to save something for the pay-per-view, man.
Dude, the pay-per-view is WrestleMania. That's another matter entirely.
That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to give it away. If you're Daniel Bryan, in storyline, you don't know that it's going to be Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Right?
No, you don't. So make it a title match because it doesn't matter who wins because the title's on the line in Elimination Chamber.
Then what? Randy Orton's going to face himself?
No, he's going to put the title on the line in Elimination Chamber.
And what if he came out the winner?
Well,
then he faces himself at WrestleMania?
Then it was a stupid match to book now, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Who cares? The match was great.
That's why I booked it no title. It was great. I don't know if it was great.
Dude, it was a really great match live.
Great? They didn't do a whole lot for the first 10 minutes.
Very good match live.
All right. I believe you because both guys are very good. Cena hit an AA I thought it was pretty early on. Perhaps I was wrong. Earlier on, Orton had, Cena had gone for an AA on the table outside, and Orton had slipped out and hit a backdrop onto the said announcer's table. John Cena has control and goes up to the top rope, but Orton grabs him, hits a draping DDT, great spot. Then he sets up, hits an RKO, but John Cena kicks out. So each man is kicked out of their finishers at this point. Cena goes for another AA, but bumps into the ref, knocks the ref down, replants Orton with the AA, puts on STF. Orton taps out, but of course the referee is knocked down, does not see the tap. Bray Wyatt comes in. They double team Cena. They go for the double team Sister Abigail RKO, but Cena hits a clothesline on Randy Orton instead. And then Bray hits the Sister Abigail, so Cena and Orton are both down. Luke Harper comes down to the ring to get in Bray Wyatt's face. It seems as if Bray Wyatt may still have control of Luke Harper. Luke Harper's kind of tentatively about to leave. Bray Wyatt's telling him to leave the ring. Harper turns around and then does a 360, comes back, hits a discus lariat, lays Bray Wyatt out. Harper pushes Randy Orton, who is going to attack him, into John Cena. Cena hits an AA. The referee comes back out of nowhere. I had forgot that there was even a match going on still, and Cena covers him for the win.
It was great. Loved it. Loved everything about it.
Yeah, so what do you think's going to happen on Sunday? You think with the Wyatts specifically?
I think Bray Wyatt's going to win the title.
Okay, what about the other match? Harper and Orton.
I think that
there's got to be some sort of angle. That's what I'm getting at here. I think we see the beginning of the culmination of the angle here, right?
Well, maybe Bray can screw up and Harper can beat Orton, because Orton can lose on the way to Mania. He's getting the title there, I'm sure.
So do you think Luke Harper is going to stay as a face, or is it going to be a... Oh, yeah, you do?
I do.
All right. So Eric Rowan's coming back. Make sure to ask Dave tonight. Do you want me to send you that email again? Because you still haven't asked him.
Yeah, please do. I don't think he knows when Eric Rowan's coming back, because I've heard all of his injury updates, and Eric Rowan has not even been asked about.
Well, I'm asking. Maybe if you took the damn time to read your email and ask him the question like you told me to send it to you.
He'll be back soon.
Oh, come on. You don't know that.
No, I do know that. He'll be back soon. Like, I think I swear to God, I think like within the last month he had an evaluation on his shoulder. I think he's going to be back soon.
All right. We'll see. Okay, so should we go to Impact first and then Total Divas?
Let's do the 5-minute Impact review.
Okay, so we have TNA Impact from last Thursday night. This is the open fight night edition of TNA Impact. The Broken Hardys come down to the ring. Matt says that the 7 deities have told him that they must go win all of the tag team gold in the world. Matt then cuts a promo on the following teams, which are the Bucks of Youth, the Day of New, and the Family of Wyatt. Jeff, of course, has his open Fight Night Challenge briefcase, and he makes the open challenge, calls out world champion Bobby Lashley. Lashley says that he knew Jeff was going to call him out, so he's prepared to defend the said title. We have a TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Lashley, taking on Jeff Hardy. Jeff wipes out on a flip dive, and Lashley hits the spear to win the match 1, 2, 3. Before that, there was pretty good brawling. Lashley hit a power bomb onto the steps. Good match. Go out of your way to check it out, Brian. I'm sure you'll take the time to do so.
Absolutely.
After the win by Bobby Lashley, Eddie Edwards comes down to the ring. He is pissed. He challenges Triple B, Bobby Lashley, to a match. He then continues to call him Triple B. Lashley cuts him off, says, what is this Triple B that you're talking about? He says, it's a nickname I gave you. Bitch Boy Bobby. Ooh. So,
dude, are you kidding me?
I promise you. So, Bitch Boy Bobby says, fine, I'll give you the match, but after I beat you, you can't challenge me for the title. Again, Eddie Edwards reluctantly agrees. We go to the back, and Tyrus and Eli Drake are talking about their open Fight Night briefcase challenge that they will use later on tonight. We go backstage once again, and Rosemary is offering Brandy Rhodes a spot in the Decay stable, but Brandy's not having it. Rosemary, of course, is pissed. Then we have a... man, this Aaron Rex and Spud stuff is something else. Move
Bad?
on. It's awful. Aaron Rex in makeup. He's wearing lipstick.
Dude, I told you, this is a Vince Russo deal, where this was what he wanted to do in WWE, and Vince said, hell no. And so now he's gone somewhere else and he's doing this.
He is, way more motivated than when he was the grand champion, Aaron Rex. But, boy, this is... Man, it's something. So we have Sienna taking on Brooke, the returning Brooke. And this match started with Brooke's ass running wild. Eventually, Brooke goes up top. Maria interferes, pushes her off. Sienna hits the silencer and wins the match. We have another Aaron Rex and Spud video segment. Aaron Rex getting more makeup applied to his face. Spud compliments him in a variety of different ways, calls him amazing, beautiful, enchanting, and then they both look into the camera and say, "Would you say Rexcellent?" The DCC then came out with their briefcase to make the open challenge. They call out DK to get the culmination of a long-term storyline that began when Bram was dating Rosemary months and months ago. This of course, led to the formation of the DCC, along with Kingston and James Storm. So this match, it's all three guys in the DCC versus Decay. And it was a wild brawl, pretty damn fun. Bram hits Abyss in the face with a beer bottle. James Storm super kicks Abyss, who then falls onto a barbed wire board that was set up in the ring. Eddie Kingston is covered in thumbtacks. Bram and Storm set up Crazy Steve on a table. The table is set up between the ring and the guardrail. They hit a spike pile driver on Crazy Steve through the table to the floor, pin him, and get the win. Finally, Bram gets his revenge. Damn good match.
Thank God.
Dude, this is a damn good match. You know what? This is a damn good show. So in the back, Maria and her husband, Mike Bennett, congratulate Braxton Sutter for the date that he went on with Laurel Van Ness last week. They want Braxton Sutter to propose to Laurel, and if he doesn't, Maria will do something dastardly to Allie. Grand Champion Drew Galloway comes out, says he's going to make this belt the #1 title in the world. Moose comes out, interrupts, says basically that he wants another match. At first, he gave Drew Galloway benefit of the doubt on the low blow, but now he knows he's a scumbag and wants another match. Galloway says, look, I want to make this the best belt in the world, so people don't want to see Drew Galloway versus Moose for the 17th time. I'm going to give somebody else a title shot, and this guy was looking for one in the back. So he brings him out. He introduces his opponent, Rob Risen. So Galloway starts the match off by slapping Risen in the face, then yelling at him, "This is your shot, fire up." Rob Risen comes back, hits some punches. Galloway short pile drives him, and then hits the Future Shock DDT to win. Trevor Lee comes out with his briefcase, and he calls out X Division champion DJZ for a match, a ladder match to be exact. And DJZ comes out. He has a haircut. It sucks. It looks awful. One of the worst I've seen in a long time. He's also selling his leg from last week when Trevor Lee and Shane Helms beat him down with a chair. So essentially, Trevor Lee beats him down with a chair again, traps his leg in the ladder, climbs it, and wins the belt. So we have a new X Division champion, Trevor Lee. Robbie E interrupts Aaron Rex and Spud in the back, challenges him to a match. Aaron Rex doesn't want to have the match right now, but we'll face him next week. Then he clacks his rings in Robbie E's face. Then we have Eli Drake and Tyrus come out. Tyrus has the mic because the people do not deserve to hear Eli Drake speak. Tyrus says, look, Eli, I know we talked about a different plan in the back, but I got a great idea. We're going to call out EC3 with the briefcase. So EC3 comes out, and EC3 at this point had torn, I think he torn something in his side or his leg or hip or something. His side is hugely bruised, large purple bruise, just looks absolutely terrible. And he gets in the match anyways because, that's how it works here at TNA. And he wins with a roll-up after Eli Drake was laying a beating on him. So he wins the match. Eli Drake grabs a bat that he had used multiple times during the match, went crazy, beating up EC3 with it. Lights go out. DCC's in the ring. They slowly lurch towards Tyrus and Eli Drake and then beat down EC3. Tyrus and Eli Drake turn their backs and are celebrating to the crowd. DCC then attacks them. They take EC3 outside, give him a spike pile driver onto a steel chair, and the show is over.
Hey!
How long was that? Did you time me?
I didn't time you, but I think you exceeded the 5-minute time limit. But that's okay.
Okay, well,
You deserved it. It was such a great show.
You're going to have to get me on the clock next time.
I'll get a clock and there will be a noise.
What are you going to do?
I mean, what am I going to do?
Oh, I don't know. It sounded like you were firing up, like Rob Risen.
No, the 5-minute mark, you'll hear this. That means you're done.
Dun, 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 dun. Where's that? There we go.
There's always this one as well.
Oh, God.
An old classic.
And that's what I hear every time Semp speaks.
Oh, let's do the Total Divas report.
Oh, you could have stopped after the first 2 words there. We have Total Divas, Season 1, Episode 1. Brian, this is my first television show review, so you'll have to...
Good luck, dude. Here we go.
Walk me through it here. So, the show opens with the most animated Nikki Bella that I can remember in a long time, who introduces us to the wild and wonderful world of the WWE Divas. We are then introduced to Naomi, a.k.a. Trinity, and Ariane, who have claimed to have usurped the Bellas, who were gone for about a year, as the top fan favorite teams, and it has caused some friction here in the WWE.
God, I miss Ariane.
What was her? What the fuck was her actual name?
Candice.
In WWE? What? No, it wasn't Candice.
Ariane was her real name.
Yeah, what was her? It wasn't Candice and Naomi.
Wasn't it?
It was?
I think so.
Candice?
Let's find out.
Candice sounds like the woman that sells cigarettes at the casino.
Totally...
Hey, yeah, it's Candice. Do you want a drink? Drinks.
Cameron.
Drinks.
Cameron, not Candice.
Yeah.
How the hell did I forget that?
Well, I forgot it too. Because
Ariane, not Ariane.
No, it's Ariane.
Is it? I like Ariane.
Celeste? Do you like Ariane Celeste?
I never was as big a fan as others. To be perfectly
other
honest
ring girls?
with
Which ones?
No, I mean everybody. Oh, Ariane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's a hot brunette in Vegas.
I do like Celeste Pizza. You remember those?
Sure.
Those are like the shitty ones you buy at the grocery store.
We got to get through this, dude, or we're never going to get done.
So we got footage of each main female on the show. So this is like the Bellas, Naomi and Ariane, and Natty trading in the ring for the upcoming WrestleMania show. Then John Cena and Nikki Bella make out while fishing in a strange turn of events. Then we are introduced to Jane Geddes and Mark Carrano.
Dude, I got to talk about this fishing real quick.
Yeah, go for it. Like I said, you guys have to walk me through this.
I'll just jump in when I got to say something. Otherwise, just keep going. John Cena's out there in a t-shirt. Dude is gigantic. You know what I mean? He was gigantic. I couldn't believe my eyes. I mean,
you couldn't believe your eyes.
No, I seriously couldn't. Like, I know
mean, you've seen him in person.
I know
his arms are huge, right?
But oh my god, he was gigantic here. It's like, man, 2013.
Yeah,
this dude was enormous. I mean, maybe he's exactly as big today, but man, he was big. So anyway,
Nikki Bella was also like in worse shape then.
Well, it wasn't that she was in worse shape. This was the period where her and Brie actually looked like twins, whereas now they look like sisters that are several ages apart, like several years apart.
She was in worse shape. You can say that. She's in better shape now, which...
She's in different shape now.
She wasn't as muscular.
Yes. Doesn't mean she's in worse shape. It's not like she was fat.
No.
She looked like Brie. Now she looks like Nikki. It's weird.
Oh, she looked like Nikki both times.
One time
she looked like a girl that maybe could date Daniel Bryan, and now she looks like a girl that would date John Cena.
No, she looked like a girl where they could have done a storyline where they switched places to date Daniel Bryan. But now you'd never get away with that. That better? Whatever. Anyway, talk about Jane Geddes.
That's what you wanted to say about John Cena? You were admiring his man meat?
I'm not admiring. I was just amazed at his size.
That sounds like admiration to me.
No, I didn't say, oh my God.
You're a size queen? Is that what?
No. Can we just move on, damn it?
Okay. So,
I'm trying not to say too much.
Why? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to talk about the fucking show.
Nah, he's just huge. It's like, how the hell are you so big, dude? Like, how?
Why did this come back? I was moving on. And you brought it back
Because you
again.
keep bugging me about it.
No, I was done.
Okay, let's move
Natty,
on.
So Jane Geddes and Mark Carrano tell Natty, look, even though your family's going to be here, you're not going to have a match at WrestleMania. And Natty is absolutely distraught. She's upset about this. They let her know that, and I was blown away because I do not remember this, but they say that the women's match for this WrestleMania at MetLife Stadium in New York, probably the biggest market in the world for media and stuff, is the Bellas and the Rhodes Scholars versus the Funkadactyls, Brodus Clay and Tensai.
Yeah. Can you
What?
believe it?
I couldn't. I was shocked.
Well, it was a real match, and it really was pulled.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know who wears more makeup, if it's Nikki Bella or Damian Sandow now. So to see them team up would have been something. So Natty's not happy about that, but they let her know, like, look, you're going to be chaperoning some new divas instead. That sounds like a lot of fun. So then Eva Marie shows up with the 19-year-old sidekick, JoJo Offerman, who is clueless about wrestling. She says that they are teaching her. She's learning moves to set her apart from the rest of the divas, and they show her doing a snapmare.
Yeah. She looked 11.
Mare. Is she like, I mean, she's got to be Alexa's size, right? They've got to be close to the same size.
She's very, very, very small.
Oh, man. And she's only, what is she now? 23 still?
Yeah.
That's young. So the WWE brass, Jane Geddes and Mark Carrano, inform the newly signed or newly shown up, whatever you want to call her, Eva Marie, that
22.
she's going...
I don't know how, but that's how old she is right now.
Well, yeah, because her birthday hasn't happened yet this year.
Yeah.
So they tell Eva Marie to change her hair color to blonde. And once again, Natalya is offended because she is a blonde. And they think that, or she thinks that they are trying to essentially steal or take her spot.
The storyline was so
from her.
preposterous.
It's still going on.
It was ridiculous.
It's still going on SmackDown Live.
I know. It's
So then
crazy.
we have Ariane's 7-month boyfriend, Vincent, show up. Wasn't this guy just on The Ultimate Fighter?
This Vinny guy is the best.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best. As we're watching these, I can't remember how many Vinny and I watched, but I think we made it through the first season. I can't even remember. These are all vague memories from 2013, but
So now I'm stepping on Vinny's shoes.
yeah, I felt
You already
it was only
reviewed
fair.
this. You reviewed the show.
It was
and now
a long
I have
time ago. I got new eyes. I reviewed all these old Raws. I'm watching them through new eyes, but
Oh, now you're watching these. You're watching these women through the eyes of a man that has a daughter now, a softer heart
sure, yeah.
and softer.
Oh, give me a break. Anyway, this guy's the best. You'll be a huge fan of him before too long.
Really, I'm not a fan here.
Oh, just wait.
Although it does kind of seem like the Rusev character.
Yeah, but he's real.
There's no way.
Yep.
All right. So Ariane describes him, and apparently he is like every other guy that I've seen on Total Divas ever, and he is the sweetest guy. He's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
He is the funniest guy.
Yep.
As when described by
I mean,
their
this
woman.
is all correct, so.
She didn't go, hey, this guy is a total hothead and is going nuts back here. He's complaining about having to carry my bags. So there's a dress rehearsal for the upcoming WrestleMania match between the Divas and Brodus Clay and Tensai and the Rhodes Scholars. And apparently during the rehearsal, Brodus Clay went off and told Ariane the truth. But it offended her. Because apparently Brodus Clay went off and told her that you suck.
Yeah.
So Vinny, this Vincent guy, goes absolutely nuts about it, wants to fight Brodus Clay, which to me doesn't sound like the best idea. I mean, this Vinny guy looks like he could be a good size as well, but Brodus Clay's
He's a
probably
pretty big
twice the
size,
size.
yeah.
Plus, if you go attack Brodus Clay, you don't think Tensai or somebody else is going to jump in and beat the crap out of you?
No, this was... You know what? Most of this show is complete bullshit.
Well, yeah, but... So is SmackDown Live, but are we
I
gonna
seem
do
to
this every time?
recall that this may have been a shoot. Like, this guy was backstage and he really, like, was flipping his lid over this. I seem to recall this. I'll know more tomorrow, but...
Oh, there's going to be an update?
I'm sure I'll get an update tonight, actually.
We're going to get an update on the situation here 4 years later?
I'm quite sure.
Okay. So, Natty, of course, is the voice of reason and steps in and calms down Vinny. So, Ariane and Trinity have dinner to talk about the subject, and Trinity, Naomi, urges Ariane to keep Vinny out of the backstage area. She doesn't want to get fired. She says that her and Ariane's careers are married together at this point, which thank God that they eventually got divorced for Naomi's sake. We have Eva Marie going to get her hair done. She's already complaining about having to go blonde.
She was getting her hair did.
So she gets her hair done red, which is against the wishes of WWE Creative, who wanted her to go blonde.
This was so goddamn phony. And you know what?
Think that this was right?
I'm ranting about this still to this day. She was so hot as a brunette. And when they started working on the blonde, I was like, oh man. And then she chose red. I was like, give me a break. And by the way, I just sent a text and I was right. Vinny really did freak out and want to kick Brodus Clay's ass, and they had to talk him out of it. That was actually legit.
Let's book it.
Yeah.
I guess I would pay to see that. So, Jane Geddes loves Eva Marie's new red hair. She hates to say it. But in the future, Eva, please listen to us. We know what we're doing. We know what we want. So, Eva, of course, assures them that she will do exactly as she is asked in the future. Then the girls are all at a fundraiser. I don't know exactly what it was for. It said
it was the WWE WrestleMania.
Sandy Hook.
It wasn't Sandy Hook.
It said Sandy something.
It said Sandy something. I can't remember what it was, but it was a pre-WrestleMania party,
aka a fundraiser event,
basically.
Well, what? No, it was. That's what they said.
Yeah, but they also said it was a pre-WrestleMania party. The Sandy Relief Auction.
Well, what the hell is that?
Well, I can look it up here if you want.
Yes.
All right.
So they're at this fundraiser, and I don't know who the Bellas were talking to, but they essentially go like, hey, oh, look, the new girls are so comfortable here with everybody. Is there somewhere in MetLife Stadium where we can lock them up? And the guy kind of looks around and says, yes, there is. They didn't do it, I don't think, but
I can check.
So, yeah, I'm sure you'll get an update later on tonight.
Yes. Dude, I got within 5 minutes. Hurricane Sandy, not Sandy Hook.
Oh, okay. Well, why am I getting yelled at? Because I got something wrong.
I don't know.
What kind of mood are you in,
It's my
buddy?
gimmick.
Jesus. So, Nikki, it wasn't like I was offending anybody. I didn't know what it was. So, Nikki questions her relationship with John Cena.
You know why I yelled? Because honest to God, when I was watching it last night.
So, John reassures her instead that he loves her.
Don't you talk over me.
Be okay.
Last night.
Excuse me?
When I was
Don't
watching
I talk over you?
I was watching
Cut me off.
All it said was Superstars for Sandy. And I didn't care enough to look it up last night. I didn't think we were going to talk about it here today. But I did think, what are they talking about here?
I think it said Sandy Relief.
It did, but it didn't say Hurricane Sandy. And I knew somebody would say Sandy Hook. I figured it would probably be you.
What? What are you? You're fucking Kreskin or somebody?
Yes, Kreskin. Give me a break.
Does that not fit the bill?
All right, let's go.
Okay, so we're at WrestleMania. This is the best part of the show. You want to know why?
Because they didn't wrestle.
No, they showed Kane.
Oh, yeah.
They showed Kane and Daniel Bryan winning, I believe. So the Divas match is coming up next, and lo and behold, the Funkadactyl's gear isn't finished because I'm sure the WWE seamstresses wait until the very, 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 very last minute to do this sort of thing. But they assure the Funkadactyls that everything's going to be okay. The Bellas walk by and mock them. Ooh, looks like somebody's going to the ring naked while the Funkadactyls are in part of their gear. Like they were fully clothed.
No. Cameron claimed that she was nude underneath. So she was claiming that she did not have any clothes on.
Well, she said nude underneath.
Yeah.
What the hell was she wearing over that?
I don't know, but nothing you could wrestle in.
Well, I'm nude underneath everything.
Well, I'm just telling you, that was the stupid storyline.
I've got socks on. Guess what? My feet are nude underneath.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, yes, the seamstresses finish the costumes. They're ready, and it's go time. So, all the divas, spearheaded by Natty, are upstairs in a luxury box, watching and waiting. Oh, the divas, the Bellas are coming out next. I'm so excited. And instead, who comes out but John Cena appears. Natty senses something is wrong. We find out that the Divas match was scrapped because the previous match went long. The ladies are upset, distraught, discouraged, but they put on their big girl faces and suck it up, Buttercup, and the show's over.
You know what's funny about that? I think we've talked about this before, but so the way that they portrayed it on television was that there was an Undertaker CM Punk match that went too long, and so they're waiting for their match, and all of a sudden they hear John Cena's music. This is not what happened. Because there was a match in between the Undertaker and CM Punk and the main event. Yes. It was actually Triple H's match that went too long, where they ended up getting allegedly cut.
Against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Now, there were 8 matches on WrestleMania. I find it hard to believe that they thought they could fit in that women's match, but allegedly it really did get scrapped. I went back and looked, and that was the story. Their match got scrapped at the last minute, so there you go. Total Divas, baby. We're just now getting started. I bet you can't wait to continue on. You're already rethinking it.
No, I enjoyed it.
All right, we'll see how long we can go. It is time, Tom.
Hit my music.
Geek. Geek of the week. Motherfucker. Now let's just make this quick. I don't know who you thought was the Geek of the Week, Tom. But I think it's abundantly clear and patently obvious that the Geek of the Week is the Atlanta Falcons.
Ha!
Right?
Oh, you know, I had thought about that as an option.
I mean, the Patriots, this was the biggest comeback in the history of football, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No one had ever come back from that kind of a deficit, ever.
No,
which means, basically, that the Falcons, nobody's fucked up that bad in the Super Bowl, ever. How could they not be Geek of the Week?
But to make it to the Super Bowl is a great feat in and of itself. And to be up, to have the Patriots down by so much, bloodied, battered, beaten for 3 quarters of the game.
And then fail.
And then to lose.
And choke.
What's even worse, though, is the people whose hopes and dreams ride on these players. Not even the players themselves, you know? It's one thing if you can go out there and you can really lay claim to a victory and a loss and take control and ownership of it. But when you're some loser who just wants to have an avatar wearing a Falcons hat on their Twitter profile, and you're talking about the Falcons all the time and how Matt Ryan's going to win the Super Bowl and he's the true MVP and Tom Brady's overrated and they wouldn't win any Super Bowls without some inflated balls. How them balls taste now, Falcons fans.
So, who's your Geek of the Week?
Rhino.
Rhino?
Yep.
Dude, give me a damn break. That's
Rhino.
Like me nominating Kane.
No.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
No, because Kane has never lost to the Ascension.
Dude. You're going to go there?
It's true.
So you're comparing Rhino's lot. You think that Rhino losing to the Ascension is more devastating than the Falcons blowing that game against the Patriots? Really? Really?
Brian,
you know the answer.
If you fought a little kid and lost, that's essentially what Rhino did.
How dare you denigrate the Ascension?
They've won 3 matches in a year.
Yeah.
In multi-man matches, which leads me to believe that somebody else did most of the work in those matches. Man. I'm looking right now at their. I mean, they lost to the Lucha Dragons at 3 minutes one time.
Yeah.
They also lost to the Usos in a minute 23 a few days later.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a litany of defeats in quick time. 257 to the Golden Truth. The Golden Truth.
Listen.
And then, I know, one of the tenets that you always speak about when you talk about Geek of the Week is that it must be something spectacular. Just losing a match isn't that big of a deal, which is true. But losing a match to the worst team on the planet is a big deal.
But Tom, I've also said before that I'm not going to vote for Dolph Ziggler every single week.
All right, let's go with the Falcons then.
Even though I could. Yeah, when is this going to happen again in our lifetime? There's a very good chance that somebody else is going to lose to the Ascension within the next year. But when's the next time someone's going to fail?
Hold on. Don't be so sure of that.
No, I am. The odds are, based on last year, that they're going to get 2 matches in 2017, 2 victories. So the odds are someone else is going to lose to them this year. But what are the odds that something like this in the Super Bowl is ever going to happen again? Seeing as how it took 51 Super Bowls for this to happen. This is historic, Tom.
Well, if, I also, like I said earlier, I think it could be the Falcon fans, which are really the geeks of the week. Can we compromise?
Say the Falcon fans?
Falcons and their fans.
Okay, fine. The Falcons and their fans.
Hold on. The entire Atlanta Falcons universe.
The Falcons universe
is the geek of the week.
All right. It's done. Put it in the thread. Hopefully someone's updating it. I haven't checked lately.
Well, I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, I think there was a thread. They may have given up.
It into the annals of history.
Oh, Tom. On that note, give us your plugs. That's a lot of heavy breathing after that statement.
Hold on. I'm trying not to laugh. That's why I'm trying not to burst out laughter. At Filthy Tom Lawler on Twitter. At Filthy Tom Lawler on Instagram as well. Probably some news coming up soon.
Oh, very, very exciting.
Not really.
Looks like whoever was doing the Geek of the Week has given up on updating it, so that's too bad.
Well, it ain't that hard to do. It's one time a week, so.
Actually, maybe it is somewhere. I don't even know where it is. Maybe there wasn't a... I could have sworn there was a thread. I may be imagining things. It doesn't matter. Go to @Bryan Alvarez at the very top. There is a link to our Pro Wrestling Tees store, where we have all sorts of new shirts, including very, very soon the much-requested -5 stars shirt. Apparently there are a couple of them in the works. We got one that's going to be going up, I believe, today, so check that out. And that's it from here, everybody. I want to thank you all for listening.
What's Team Viggity?
The one I'm really wondering about is Store Horseman down there at the bottom.
What? I don't see the Store Horseman one.
What are you talking about?
Hold on.
Down at the very bottom next to Team Viggity.
I'm on I'm on your website.
Is it gone? Now you got to go to the actual store.
What is it? Pro Wrestling Tees? What? We'll do this right now.
Go to @Bryan Alvarez.
Why don't you tell me?
F4WOnline.com/shirts. That'd be a lot easier to go to my damn Twitter. Otherwise, you have to go to ProWrestlingTees.com/related/1F4W/HTML or .html.
I don't want to give you the fucking hit on your Twitter. I don't want to give you
Give me a break.
All right, so we got a retro Brian Vinny, whatever. I wouldn't wear that. I wouldn't wear that. I wouldn't wear that. No. Oh, Store Horseman. Yeah, what is that?
That's a good question. It's a mystery. I have no idea what it is, and no one I've asked has any idea what it is either.
Store Horseman, huh?
It appears there's some sort of glitch, and this ended up in our store.
But they got a mic.
There is a mic. I don't know what's going on.
Some spit.
It's baffling. Watch it be the best seller for us.
Could be.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, whatever. I mean, I'm sure that horse has more to say than Semp, so.
I've plugged this horse tee like crazy the last 2 days. It's not even ours. Watch everyone buy it.
Okay, well, what's Team Viggity? You didn't answer the question.
That's the Peach Machines. Team Viggity is diet and exercise crew.
How many people are in that?
I don't know.
I've looked at that forum.
Yeah.
Wasn't too impressed.
Oh, wow.